Okay, today we're going to 35 acres in Santa Fe Trail Ranch. We're going to head south on I-25 as you head towards Raton. And you can see the Sangre de Cristos in front of you here. The ranch is only about 8 miles to the south on I-25 from Trinidad. And the Trinidad Lake's right down here. And that's going towards Trinidad. So we're going to take a left and we're going to head south on I-25. And this is about, it's almost to the border of New Mexico and Colorado. Santa Fe Trail Ranch is the actual subdivision. And we're going to Tract B31. And the ranch has, oh, we got this construction. The ranch has power, phone, city water to every lot. You have to pay to get that hooked up, but it's all available. It's a really good retirement ranch. It's not far from town. You're only 15-20 minutes from town, and you can jump down here on they got trash service too. What else? And this lot's going to have great views and everything when we get up there, and I'll show you as we're driving through and to it. And this little drive here, see, from Trinidad, it's only 19 miles to Raton, New Mexico. You could keep on going to Santa Fe, New Mexico in a couple hours, and that's a neat town. Or you could head north to Pueblo and Denver, you know, hour and a half to 2.5, 3 hours to get to all the way up to Denver. A couple hours to the Colorado Springs Airport or whatever. But this is one of the premier ranches in the area for its amenities, and for especially if you're looking to retire. And like I say, you could head south and go to Santa Fe, New Mexico in a couple hours, or you could go to Red River and Angel Fire if you want to go skiing and do some of and fishing up at Eagle's Nest Lake or something like that. Or you can just hop down here and go to Trinidad Lake or the closer lakes. They're just in the area. So from here, to public lands and lakes and things around, you're going to be, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes, depending on, maybe 15 if you go to Trinidad Lake, but 30 to 40 minutes on average probably to get to maybe an hour to some of the mountain lakes and things and public lands. And there's lots of wildlife in this ranch. Ted Turner's ranch borders up against it, coming up from New Mexico with 600,000 acres plus, with some of the best elk hunting in the world. So you have deer and elk and turkey and bear and just about everything. Okay, we're coming to exit 6 off of I-25 going south out of Trinidad, Colorado, and it's Galenas Parkway is the main entrance to Santa Fe Trail Ranch. Trying to drive with one hand, standard, it's a little tough. Anyway, you come up to the bridge here and just take a right, and this is going to be the entrance of the ranch. There's over 400 tracts in this ranch, 35-acre tracts. They just built this new bridge. The other one was getting pretty bad. So you come to the entrance here, and you take a right. Mail and stuff is delivered at boxes down here in the bottom part of the ranch. So we'll take a right, and we're going to go to Cottonwood Canyon and take a left. It's really easy to get this property, and I'll show you the map real quick. Okay, so we just entered off of I-25 exit 6 here, and we just came to the entrance, and we're taking a right, and then we're going to head up Cottonwood Canyon. And I'll have this map available on my website too, and then come up the hill and finally come around to the property on Timber Ridge Lane. So we're coming to Cottonwood Canyon. It's not very far. You're only talking a couple miles back in here to get to the property, and they have very well maintained roads, and there's some of the trash cans you can come down and dump your trash at without having to haul it all the way to town. And the roads are year-round maintained. That's what the dudes take care of, which gives you real good access to this ranch all year round. It's really some of the best roads in the whole area for any of the ranches. So we're going up Cottonwood Canyon, and when we get to the top, we're going to take a left. Okay, we just come up Cottonwood Canyon. We're coming to the top, and if you follow the map that I just showed you, you're going to come up here, and there's Mountain View. But you want to come up here, you want to take a left. We're at the junction of Cottonwood Canyon and Mountain View Drive. We're going to stay left right here. If you go over to this left, you're going to be going down to a dead end, to a lane. And then you see the Sangre de Cristos. And like I say, when you're here, they look about that big. So that's the Sangre de Cristos to the west, and then the Spanish Peaks to the northwest, or the Wahatoyas as the Native Americans used to call them. And you can see all the way into New Mexico from up here as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drive along this ridge, so you get to look at these views the whole time you're driving. And this is the canyon we came up, Cottonwood Canyon, coming from I-25 down below. Pretty. That's the canyon we drove up down below. And we're just going along the Mountain View Ridge Road here. And we'll take a ride on Timber Ridge Lane. I think this should be our turn up here, Timber Ridge Lane. We should take a right. And they have good signage everywhere. Timber Ridge Lane. You're taking a right. Their property is going to be just right up here on our left. Okay, so what I've done is, this is the aerial plat, of course. This thing printed out darker than I thought. I like to use black and white because you can see more detail. The one online on my website should be better, but anyway, we're standing right here, and the reason why we're here is because I can get a good overview of the land from right here. So we're just off of the northwestern corner, which would be just right around that corner, just a little bit. So we're like I say, we're standing right here, and then this is what the topography looks like. So basically you get this top edge all along the top, and then you got this big canyon that goes down in here to the bottom. And you're gonna see a pond down here when I'm flying the drone, and that you'll know that's just off the southwestern corner boundary of the property. It's gonna be hard for me a little bit to guess where the southeastern is, but I'm gonna try to keep it just over the land and bring it back up here on top of the hill to where we're at. And this is that cut you see in the aerial that I'm standing on. So the land is basically going to be, you got the top of ridge up here where you'd build on and have views. You're going to be able to see Fisher's Peak and the Sangre de Cristos from there, I believe. And then basically that hillside route all right there. And then going down and all the way down the bottom. And with this Jeep trail here, you maybe get to know your neighbor. And there's that pond that will be flying down to with the drone. So this whole hillside over here, you can see how this topo line, this eastern boundary cuts out across this mesa point. That's going to be that one right there. So you could actually go into this lot quite a ways and bench down to that mesa point if you wanted to and get further off the road. That old pond down there, but you're going to have animals everywhere around here. Like I say, Ted Turner's ranch is just out there in New Mexico, and it has the largest, this whole county has the largest elk herd population in the world. So okay, I'm standing what would be basically the northwestern corner boundary. We just came from that little road cut I showed you on the aerial, and you can see that pond down there in the middle. And like I say, the bulk of the land's going to be over here to my left. You have all these nice pine tree areas that right down there in the bottom. That's pretty neat down in there. tall pines and looks like some nice kind of level ground down there. Make a neat campsite or something. Okay, I'm standing basically on the eastern property boundary line, which runs south down in the canyon, which I've been showing you. So the bulk of the property is right here to the east, west of us. And then you got build sites all along the top edge here. But these would be your biggest views you're going to see. Some of the biggest in the area. Like I say, you can see Taos Mountain in New Mexico this direction. All the Sangre de Cristo range, the Spanish Peaks, and you can see the mountain valleys leading up to them as well. And like I showed you before, when you're standing here, the views look about like that. And I'll look back over here to Taos Mountain in New Mexico. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my drone out and I'm going to fly it over the land, go down the valley below. I'm going to try to stay as close as I can within the property boundaries. The first little road cut that we got out on and I was showing you a video on is right over there, that little dirt spot right there. So we've just come to the other side of the piece of property. This direction's north, that direction's west, and of course you know the rest, south, east behind me. So let's fly a drone.